few days ago, Karoline Leavitt told Americans to buy American. Well, now she's under attack because turns out the press secretary is wearing China. Lots of it. And this comes just as news is breaking that Mike Waltz is out and getting fired. That's right. Unhappiness with Waltz's performance has been growing at State, Treasury, NSC, West Wing, and elsewhere. So the Trump administration is under complete disarray today. And last night, someone brought up to Ronna McDaniel that she called Peter Navarro an idiot. And look at what happened.
And the average working class American, and that's what's moving the needle.
Hold on. I'm not letting that slip. You just finished saying Peter Navarro, sir, was an idiot.
Yeah.
Why is an idiot your top trade, your top trade advisor?
Not mine.
He said.
Not mine.
I'm talking about Trump. I'm talking about Trump. Yeah. Why is it a quote unquote idiot in that position? And how should we feel about that?
So, the problem is the messaging, right? I'm not really a terrorist.
Oh, this is really good.
Right? Republicans traditionally are not on the tariff thing. I think we're willing to see where this plays out over the next year, and it's going to take a year. The benefit that Trump has given us is he said, look, I'm going to give myself 90 days. He's putting himself in a box. I got 90 days to renegotiate 70 to 100 deals with 100 different countries. That wasn't Navarro's idea. That was Trump's idea. Because he said we have to show America that there's an expectation that this gets resolved, right? That this doesn't go on forever and ever. And if it goes on for a long time, it's going to simply be with China long term. So I think he had bad advice early on. I think there's a lot of loyalty there that he had. God bless him. But bad advice early on, bad messaging long term. So I'm willing to give the 90 days. I think as you brought up, we don't know where a lot of this is going to end up. I think
we know where this is going to end up. This is terrible. This is an insane person making insane decisions that we all know are bad for us. Kamala Harris predicted all of this, that tariffs were going to cause a recession, that they would raise prices, and that it would hurt the economy. And I don't know what this man is talking about. Sununu, you need to get a brain. Well, he has a brain. He knows. He called Peter Navarro an idiot. He just doesn't feel like he can actually attack Trump. Stephen Miller earlier today, talking about China, said this about folks who want to get toys for their kids.
Or the president himself acknowledged that on toys you may end up paying, on dolls he was referring to, you may end up paying a little bit more right now. So in terms of
he was making the point that I think almost every American consumer agrees with. If they had a choice between and I'm a parent of young children, you had a choice between a doll from China that might have, say, lead paint in it, that is not as well constructed as a doll made in America that has a higher environmental and regulatory standard and that is made to a higher degree of quality.
Aren't they getting rid of regulations? So even if that were true, which it's likely not, the federal government, Donald Trump's administration, is getting rid of most regulations that keep us safe. I don't know if you've heard this, but they also have gotten rid of testing for the way that we test milk. So it's starting to bubble up that the things that they're doing are going to negatively impact us. So whatever he's saying about the fact we have regulations, in fact, we are cutting all of them, and it's making all of our products, our cars, our food, our water less safe.
And those two products are both on Amazon. That yes, you probably would be willing to pay more for a better made American product. But here's the key point. With the tax cuts, the regulation cuts, the energy price decrease, and everything else that President Trump is doing to unleash this era of American prosperity and prevent the road we were on to get off that road of financial ruin and doom, means that it will be cheaper than ever to make and manufacture in America. I think that answers your question.
Thank you so much for watching. If you're liking this video, please hit like on the video. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. It really does help grow the message. Thank you so much. We were the economy. Our economy was the envy of the world in January. Our economy was the envy of the world. We were not heading towards disaster. We do have to deal with our debt. That is certainly a security issue we have, but this is all just nonsense. Donald Trump said he was going to lower prices. He is raising them. He's raising them. Stephen Miller also said this insane thing about how children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots. Children will be taught civic values for schools that want federal taxpayer funding. It's just they're trying to turn us into an authoritarian state. They're trying to turn us into North Korea or China, frankly. And as I'm sure you remember, a couple of days ago, Amazon said that they were going to do what they could to make sure Americans knew that the raise in prices were from tariffs, not from them. And here is how Karoline Leavitt responded at that time.
It was reported this morning that Amazon will soon display a little number next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add that it's not a surprise because, as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why
Americans should buy American. Okay. Look at that. Oh. Chinese sweater. Karoline Leavitt in a Chinese sweater. There's more. American girls this dressed by Karoline Leavitt sells for $500 in the US, but only $115 in China. Made in China. There you go. Self-portrait is a brand she likes. Made in China. This sweater she's wearing here is from Self-Portrait and most likely made in China. Yeah, I mean, here it is, the cheaper version because the Chinese are closer to manufacturers, so they can just sell things straight from the manufacturer. And I mean, it's just so funny to me that buy American, but then you're wearing China. And here's another one, ladies. Want to look like White House press secretary Karoline Leavitt? Head on over to AliExpress to buy her shirt. It's made in China. Made in China. And when she's not wearing China, she's wearing Gucci. Keep those donations coming. This is from a couple years ago. Make America Great Again Incorporated spokesperson Karoline Leavitt shows off $530 or $430 pair of Gucci Double G earrings with crystals. Her new, she called them her new babies. Yeah, so the Trump administration, Donald Trump and his billionaires, I think there's 16 billionaires in his cabinet, his wealthy Chinese wearing press secretary want you to all pay more for goods for no good reason other than the fact that they have an insane person running the country while they have tons of money and spend it frivolously on everything. And let's not forget, Donald Trump, all of his merch is made in China. Made in China. Now, this is Joe Biden's. It was made by unions. Made by unions. I'm going to end with this. Donald Trump's an idiot. Donald Trump's an idiot. I did not see this part of the ABC interview. I hope you do. Watch this because this man is not smart. And I'll see you next time.
So let's give him something easier. Donald, tell us what the Declaration of Independence is. And remember, this is the document in which we declared independence.
Of course, you have the Declaration of Independence. What does it mean to you? Well, it means exactly what it says. It's a declaration. It's a declaration of unity and love and respect, and it means a lot. And it's something very special to our country.